Crown Research Institute ESR is standing by its dioxin blood testing of residents near a new Plymouth chemical plant, Paratutu, after claims of significant errors in their conclusions. Health Minister Pete Hodgson says the questions raised do deserve an answer and he'll be talking to his officials, but the Green Party is calling for an independent inquiry and a government apology. Green Party Health spokesperson Sue Kedgley joins me now from Wellington. Sue, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, ESR, of course, is independent, isn't it? Are you questioning the independence of ESR?
No, I'm not questioning the independence of ESR, and in fact I've met some of the ESR scientists who carried out the original study, which is under dispute. All I'm saying is that we've had this forensic accountant saying that there were flaws in the study, that the people who peer-reviewed it didn't actually have access to the original data. The questions hang over this report. It's no good the Ministry of Health itself looking at the report. What we need is some independent person to basically examine the claims made by the forensic scientist.
Isn't it good enough, though, just to go back to ESR and say, look, these claims have been made, prove that they're inconsistent or that they don't stand up?
Well, I think the problem is that with the Ministry of Health, when we're going back over 30 years, there's been this long history of denial, downplaying the problems, falsely reassuring residents. So certainly I don't think the people of New Plymouth are going to have confidence at this stage in the Ministry of Health examining its own report.
Oh, I'm sure that is true. Yes, no, I'm absolutely sure that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, do the people of New Plymouth want the government to pour more money into this? Do they, as taxpayers, do we want more money poured into it? Surely they are due an apology right now for the very denials that you've been talking about.
I think just in the same way that eventually, after a very similar sort of story with the Vietnam veterans of years and years of reports and false reassurance, denials, the government finally came out and issued a formal apology. That's what the government needs to do now, not just look at another study. What it needs to do is come out, take responsibility for the actions of successive governments, national-led as well as Labour, over the years, who have absolutely failed the people of New Plymouth. They've given them false reassurance. We had a director of health saying he was going to drink, 2,4,5-T. It was all perfectly safe. They've refused to listen to the people of New Plymouth. And what we have in New Plymouth are people whose lives, whose health has been absolutely destroyed for nothing to do with them, just because they lived near a chemical plant. The government must apologise and take legal action.
Therein lies the rub. It's proving that. It's absolutely proving that their lives have been compromised directly as a result of living next to that plant, isn't it?
Well, I think in a way we just have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyone whose blood, you can do what is called a blood serum test. If we find that someone has high levels of dioxin in their blood, in my view, that should suffice. Those people should be given free medical and health treatment. Indeed, the people they found in that contentious study, they found people who had living within 2 kilometres of this chemical plant in New Plymouth who had dioxin levels in their blood that were 6 times, some 13 times higher than the national average. And people who have that high level of dioxin in their blood and have the symptoms of dioxin poisoning, in my view, they should absolutely, totally have free medical treatment.
But, I mean,
indeed, I think we need to start looking at compensating these people for the incredible suffering that they have endured over the years.
I want to take a look at exactly what you want now, but firstly, are you like me? Do your eyes roll to the back of your head when you even hear the term dioxin in New Plymouth? This has been going on for so long. It's 2006. It seems to me incomprehensible that we haven't accepted responsibility for what happened.
I absolutely think the word incomprehensible is the word. I mean, I've been involved for 7 years of trying to get government action on this. I have been to New Plymouth. I've met most of those people who were on that documentary. I mean, it is absolutely devastating for them, and we mustn't forget that they are the victims here. And, of course, not just the people who lived next to the factory during the particular years when it was manufacturing 2,4,5-T. And, of course, we need to remember New Zealand manufactured and used and sprayed more 2,4,5-T all over New Zealand than any other country in the world. And we were the last in the world to continue to manufacture it and use it here in New Zealand. So these are the people and their children who we have to keep in the front of our minds, and whom the government owes an apology and a whole series of steps. Let's finally put this terrible saga, the sorry chapter, behind us.
It seems hard to imagine that that's going to happen in a hurry, though. All right, number one, you want the apology. We've got that locked and loaded.
We want a formal apology.
Number two, you want compensation. Now, that's a tricky one, isn't it, how you dole out compensation?
Well, number two, I want the government to initiate legal proceedings against Dow in order to get compensation for the people of New Plymouth. And also I think it's important, we've got to send a message that a company like Dow, it's not acceptable to come to New Zealand, poison the environment and poison the people living near the plant and get away scot-free. It's the basic principle of polluter pays. But I also think we need to set up a national register of all of the people who lived near the plant or worked in the plant in those crucial years, and we need to do blood serum testing of all of those people for free, and if they have these high levels of dioxin in their blood and the symptoms of dioxin poisoning, they must get free medical and health, health costs. And I think that we need to look at the issue of compensating them for the horrendous years that they have fought this saga.
Well, Sue Kedgley, there'll be a lot of people that agree with you. Surely we should be able to put this behind us at some stage, and the people of New Plymouth should be able to.
Hopefully not here in another 7 years talking about it.
Look, I desperately hope you are right there. I hope not. All right, Sue Kedgley, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.